Hello, this is Catherine of Fit Armadillo, the fitness company that lets you enjoy fitness at your place and your pace. And I'm here today because it is Tighten and Tone Tuesday. Do you spend most of your day sitting? If you do, you're definitely not alone. The majority of our population does spend a lot of time either for their work or in their leisure time sitting at a desk or on the couch. You've probably heard, and if not, have probably guessed, that sitting for extended periods of time is not really all that great for our bodies. The human body wasn't meant to hold that sitting position for so long. It was built to move. And so if you sit for a long time, of course you can experience health issues, and there have been some studies talking about that. But also you can experience muscle imbalances, and that's what today's video is all about. This week's video is going to be part one in the two-part series that's going to give you a workout that's going to help you counteract some of the muscle imbalances that you can get from sitting for a long time. In this week's video, I'm going to go over the warm-up part of the sitter's workout routine, just to save time and because you can use this warm-up for any type of workout that you want to complete during the week. And then you can come back next week to get part two, which will be the strength training component of your sitter's workout routine. Now, before we even get to the equipment that you'll need or into our workout at all, I want to remind you that I'm a personal trainer. I'm not a medical doctor. And even though you can see me right now, I can't see you. So I can't really do an assessment and let you know if this workout's actually safe for you. So you want to make sure that, like any workout, before you begin, you talk to your doctor first and make sure that it's safe for you. So what do you need for your sitter's workout warm-up? You're just going to need two things. One is a foam roller, this tool right here. We talked about the foam roller last week and the week before. So if you missed those videos and want to know why you should be foam rolling in the first place, click on that top link up there. And last week's video actually went through some of the exercises that will be involved in this warm-up. So instead of going through all those exercises again, I'll direct you to that link, which is this link here. And that way you'll be able to learn how to do the foam rolling exercises that I don't go over in this video, but that I want you to do for your sitter's workout warm-up. So we'll start things off by foam rolling the lower half of our body. In case you forgot what the foam rolling moves were for the lower half of your body, we learned 6 last week, and I'm going to list them here, but basically we did the front of our thighs, your quadriceps, back of your thigh muscles, your hamstrings, outer part of your thigh, which is your IT band, inner part of your thigh, the adductors, piriformis, your butt, and then the lower half of your legs, your calf muscles. And then I'll have you foam roll your pecs and your anterior deltoids, so your chest and the front part of your shoulder. And I haven't shown you that move yet, so I'll have you come down on the floor with me with your foam roller so you can see the technique for the last foam rolling exercise I want you to include in your sitter's workout warm-up. So to foam roll our anterior deltoids, front part of our shoulder, and pecs, you want to have your foam roller along the side of your body. And then you're just going to lie down on your foam roller. You want your foam roller right by your side, and then you're going to bring your arm out nice and long, and you're going to roll your foam roller towards your chest, and then down towards your bicep. Now as you roll, see how my arm is moving and rotating? I'm going to rotate my arm so I'm getting different parts of the shoulder. And if I find a spot that feels a little more tender, I'm going to just roll a little bit longer on that spot. So this is your last foam rolling exercise. After you do your lower body, you want to foam roll anterior deltoid, and we are going to go down by the bicep to get this muscle group, and your pecs up near the top. The reason we're adding this to the sitter's workout warm-up is because it's really going to help you out if you have your hands in front of you for most of the day and you're typing away. This guy is going to be a good move for you here. As with any foam rolling technique, you're never going to roll on a bone directly or on a joint. And we're doing this for about 20 to 30 seconds because it's our warm-up. Now that we have our foam rolling exercises out of the way, I'm going to show you 2 more exercises that will be part of your warm-up routine. And both of these are going to work our hip flexors because when you're sitting a lot, your hip flexors can get really tight. So I have 2 hip flexor exercises for you to add to your sitter's workout warm-up. To complete the kneeling hip flexor stretch, you're going to start in a kneeling position with one leg in front of your body, one leg behind you. The heel of your back leg should be in line with your hip, so you can just check that, make sure you have a straight line. Your front knee and your front ankle are going to be in line. And at this point, you might still have a little bit of a bend in your low back, so you just want to tilt your hips forward so that your body is nice and straight here. And we're going to bring our hips forward to have that stretch happen. So we're looking forward here, making sure our back is straight. Remember, those hips are tilted forward so we're not having an arch in our back. And you're just going to hold this stretch here, filling that stretch in the hip flexor of the back leg. To increase the intensity of the stretch, you can rotate your hips in a clockwise direction and then in a counterclockwise direction. So let's try that now. First, rotating our hips in a clockwise direction. As you rotate your hips in that clockwise direction, you should feel your hip flexor being targeted and stretched a little bit differently. And then we'll just reverse that motion and go counterclockwise as well. So we're going to go counterclockwise around, trying to target our hip flexor just a little bit differently by moving our hips around. And that's your kneeling hip flexor stretch. We're going to do a second hip flexor stretch, and it's actually going to have 3 parts. To do it, you'll want to have your bench or your chair nearby. To get into this stretch, you're going to start by putting one foot on your bench or chair. And what we want to do to get into position is bring this leg back a little bit further. So I'm just going to step back. And I also want to make sure that my toes of this back leg are pointing in. So I'm going to reposition here so my toes are pointing in. So like I said, we'll have 3 parts of this active hip flexor stretch. In every single one that we do, we're going to be moving our hips forward to get the stretch. And the difference will come in how we move our arms as we move our hips. I'll start this first move with my arms parallel to the ground and tucking my pelvis under. And then as I move my hips forward, I'm going to bring my arms up nice and straight. So I'm going to bend at this front knee. And as I move forward, I'm bringing my arms up nice and straight. So again, bending at that front knee, arms are coming up nice and straight, and back down. We'll do a few more here. You could think about exhaling as you lift your arms up, and inhaling as you come back down. So this is an active stretch because we're moving our arms and our legs as we do this stretch. That's part 1. For part 2, as we bring our hips forward, instead of moving our arms up, we're going to bring them out to the side. So we're going to bring our hips forward, and as we do so, we're going to bring our arms out to the side. And again, as we bring our hips forward, arms are coming out to the side. Our abs are tight during this whole move. For this move, if you move your arms and keep your head forward, it's going to help with balance. But you can get a little bit of a different stretch if you move your torso towards the direction of your arms as you move. So you can try that with me here. Arms start forward. As I bring my hips forward, I'm going to also move my arms and my torso and then come back to standing. So a little bit more of a balance challenge and just targeting the hip flexor a little differently when I move my torso with my arms. For the third part of this active hip flexor stretch, I'm going to have you do a side bend as you're bringing your hips forward. You'll start this move by resting the hand of the leg you have in front of your body on your knee. And then as you bring your hips forward, you're going to bend towards that side with your opposite arm. So abs are tight here, pelvis is tucked under, bending forward and just moving towards the side, bending towards the side, and back up. As you do those 3 parts of the active hip flexor stretch, you should feel that it's targeting your hip flexors just a little bit differently each time. So now you know all the moves for the sitters workout warm-up. We started things off with these 6 lower body foam rolling moves that I taught you last week. Then I had you do an upper body foam rolling move, which targeted your anterior deltoid, front of the shoulder, and your pecs. And then I showed you 2 different hip flexor stretches. One is the kneeling hip flexor stretch, and the other one was the active standing hip flexor stretch, where you moved your arms in 3 planes in order to target the hip flexors a little bit differently each time. Now that you've watched this video and know a great warm-up to complete if you spend most of your day sitting, I want you to take action now. Leave me a comment below this video telling me how you're going to incorporate all or part of the sitters workout warm-up into the beginning of your workout routine this week. And remember, this week's video is just part 1 in my 2-part series, the sitters workout routine. So you want to make sure to come back next week to get the strength training part of the workout. In order to prepare you for next week, I'm going to go over the different tools that you'll need if you plan on joining us for our strength training workout next week. For part 2, you're going to need your bench still, or your chair. You'll need at least 1 set of dumbbells. I always recommend having more than 1 set so you can play around with the weight that will work best for you. You're going to need a stability ball, and then you're also going to need a resistance band with a door attachment or with some way that you can secure the resistance band higher than yourself. And this is another tool that I have, which is called a door jam, which allows you to hook your resistance band through here and attach this to the door so that you can do exercises that require your band to be higher than your actual height. So I hope you'll grab those tools and join us next week for the strength training component of your sitters workout. Thank you so much for stopping by for this week's Tighten and Tone Tuesday. I hope you have a great week, great workout, and to see you soon.